A Scottsbluff man is charged with murder and arson in connection to his father's fiery death. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. And our top story: a father is dead and his son arrested after a fiery explosion Thursday night. Around 9:45, first responders were dispatched to a home on 11th Avenue regarding a fire.
In Scottsbluff, 1102 11th Avenue, 1102 11th Avenue. Have a report of a man on fire after an oxygen tank explosion, time about 21:45.
This morning, the Scottsbluff Police Department says this turned into a homicide investigation that went into the wee hours of Friday morning. Captain Lance Kite tells KNEB News that through the course of the investigation, it was determined that 74-year-old Anthony Cervantes had been doused with an accelerant and set on fire and was found deceased upon first responders' arrival. The suspect was identified as Anthony's son, 44-year-old Elijah Cervantes. Kite says that both men had resided at the home. An all-points bulletin was issued for Elijah Cervantes, and he was subsequently arrested last night on charges of second-degree murder and first-degree arson. Also responding last night was the Scottsbluff Fire Department, Gering Police Department, Nebraska State Patrol, Nebraska Fire Marshal's Office, and the Scottsbluff County Search Team. More information on Elijah Cervantes' pending court charges should be filed either Friday or Monday in Scottsbluff County Court. Well, the Nebraska Attorney General's office will be taking over the prosecution in the case against a 17-year-old charged with murdering 15-year-old Wyatt Reeb. Devontae Costella has pleaded not guilty to charges of murder in the second degree and use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony. He was arrested following the January stabbing death near the intersection of 5th Avenue and East Overland. The motion for the Attorney General's office or a State Attorney General deputy was filed and granted last week, and currently Costella is slated to be back in court on April 16th for a pre-trial hearing ahead of a tentative May trial. And a Torrington man arrested on a felony warrant in August at the Scottsbluff County Fair has struck a plea deal to avoid standing trial. 30-year-old Reginald Smith was caught with a loaded 9mm handgun in his waistband, and several packages of cocaine were found on his person. This week in Scottsbluff County District Court, Smith pleaded no contest to charges of attempted felon in possession of a firearm and felony possession of cocaine. Sentencing in that case has been set for May 14th, and under terms of the plea deal, the prosecution will remain silent at sentencing. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
When it comes to your health, you deserve the very best. At Morrill County Community Hospital, they provide top-notch care with compassion and expertise. From routine checkups to advanced surgeries, their dedicated team is here for you 24/7. With state-of-the-art technology and a patient-first approach, they ensure you and your loved ones receive the highest quality care. Because at Morrill County Community Hospital, your health is their priority. Visit Morrill County Community Hospital today in Bridgeport. Morrill County Community Hospital. Exceptional care right here at home.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
A controversial piece of legislation aimed at keeping biological males out of spaces and sports for girls and women is headed to the floor of the Nebraska legislature. The Nebraska Examiner reports that the Government, Military, and Veterans Affairs Committee voted 5-3 along partisan lines to advance LB 89, the Stand With Women Act, sponsored by Omaha Senator Kathleen Kauth. The measure defines sex as binary for athletics, school restrooms, and state agencies in a fashion similar to executive orders issued by both President Trump and Governor Jim Pillen. Opponents to the measure are expected to mount a full filibuster when the floor debate begins on the bill, which Kauth has designated as her priority for the current legislative session. And Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hilgers Thursday announced at a news conference his office's expansion of its fight against illegal or unlawful synthetic THC by issuing cease and desist letters related to 104 retail locations and franchise stores in Omaha that are selling illegal or unlawful THC-containing products. Hilgers said an investigation revealed that not one store was following the law. Hilgers said his actions follow stepped-up efforts in Norfolk, where he took legal action against THC retailers. Hilgers says he promised to increase his fight against the industry, and his office is fulfilling that promise.
At every single store, we found either something that's totally mislabeled. We actually found in some stores evidence of criminal activity, which is being referred to Don Klein in the county attorney's office for appropriate action. We found enormously high levels of Delta 8. As I've told you before, 10 milligrams of Delta 8, maybe as little as 5, is enough to put my 6-year-old son in the hospital. We found products that had 6, 7, 800 milligrams of Delta 8. It's absolutely outrageous.
The Attorney General says the cease and desist letters request each store return a signed document indicating their assurance of voluntary compliance. If they do not return a signed settlement within 30 days, the office will initiate litigation and will seek penalties and fees to the fullest extent allowed by law.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Hello once again. It is time to take a look at some factors affecting today's market trade. I'm Susan Littlefield on the Rural Radio Network. And joining me today is going to be Sue Martin. Sue is with Ag and Investment based out of Clarion, Iowa. We have a cattle on feed report that comes out this afternoon. I know that they said either way the market gives us this information, we're probably going to see some decent cash for this week.
I think we will. The market has been very prolific. And we've seen the April contract get over 211 today. So new highs for a lead contract in prices. And those are new all-time highs. And of course, feeders stronger too. And we started off a little weaker and then we took off and ran. Well, the placements number is estimated by the trade at 85.4%. If that comes out, that will be the lowest placements number for February since 2015. However, one thing we need to keep in mind, that could be skewed a little bit because a year ago, January weather wasn't that great. And so cattle that normally have been placed in January were pushed into February. And that could make this year look a little bit lower than it normally would have looked.
So looking at the flip side of that, it's a struggle today for corn and soybeans alike. What is your takeaway and why are we seeing such a lower number?
Well, I think that on corn, this market it keeps trying to push up, but we have to keep in mind coming into next week, another week from now, we're looking at right towards the end of a quarter, looking at the major reports, prospective plannings, quarterly stocks, and those can be volatile market movers as well. But the funds are long, and I think the index funds will continue to downsize their position into that report. Whereas in soybeans, they're short. But I think when the March contract went off the board, it went off around 445. And the May has yet to align with that. And I think we'll see that because we're not in a real bullish phase just right now.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to diving more into what Sue has just talked about coming up later today during the channel Final Bell. And if you happen to miss the live broadcast, don't worry. You can pick it up as a podcast at ruralradionetwork.com. That's a quick look to what's happening in today's market trade. I'm Susan Littlefield on the Rural Radio Network.
Uh-oh, you have to open the old gliding door to the patio again, but that thing stopped gliding long ago. Did you know that your old, ugly, hard-to-open gliding door is probably the #1 source of loss of heat in your home, and that broom handle lock is not secure? Renewal by Anderson's gliding patio doors are simply the best of the best, and Renewal has an incredible offer right now. Don't miss it. 20% off every door, plus no money down, no payments, no interest for 12 months. No payments until 26. Please book your free estimate right now at rbawyoming.com and start gliding again.
Let's take a peek at your weekend community calendar brought to you by Riverstone Bank.
All the ways that I have felt, being lonely in my bed, all the messages I sent, but they always go unread. Saw a vision in my daydream, in a plane that is empty, in the place that is between, such a beautiful city. The world looks very pretty, with the storm on the windows, all the noises of the city, make me feel less alone.
The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
If you drive by the Scottsbluff Public Safety Building, you'll notice new signage on the front door showcasing everyone's favorite Scottsbluff officer, K9 Duke. Need help? Follow Duke's paw prints, the sign reads, with bright yellow paw prints on the glass. Chief Chris Abrass says the idea came after a young girl couldn't get immediate help for her grandmother, who was suffering a medical emergency, when the girl went to the building after hours.
Officer Muniz went to her sergeant and just said, I think this could have been avoided, part of it, if we would have had a just better signage or a different way telling kids what they could do to get help. And so she just, she asked permission, she didn't go rogue, but she just said that she really wanted to be part of the solution if we would allow her to do that. And she just ran with it, and she did a great job.
The project took months of planning and preparation and finally came to fruition on March 5th. Abrass says Officer Muniz went above and beyond to find a solution that would benefit children in the community for years to come.